The Northern Line extension opened on September 20th, 2021. It is the first new addition to the London Underground since the opening of the sub-service Wood Lane station and the Piccadilly Line's Heathrow Terminal 5, both in 2008. It branches south from the existing Kennington station and across 3 kilometres of tunnelling includes 2 stations and 2 external headhouses to support operation of the line. Earlier this year, as part of the extension, Kennington's fare zone was changed from Zone 2 to straddling Zones 1 and 2. This will generally mean cheaper fares for passengers travelling to and from central London from the station. Both of the new stations on this extension, 9 Elms and Battersea Power Station, are in Zone 1. The new line is operated as an extension of the Charing Cross branch and includes services direct to the Mill Hill East Hub. The current service pattern on the extension is 6 trains per hour at peak times and 5 trains per hour on the off-peak. Next year, this frequency will double, while the remaining trains of the Charing Cross branch will still terminate at Kennington as before. Kennington Station has seen little refurbishment to accommodate the extension, but the new line leaves the existing one on the Kennington Loop, used to turn around terminating trains on the Charing Cross branch. You can see the transition from the old tunnels to the new here. The new tunnels are significantly wider than the system's legacy infrastructure, built to accommodate a walkway for emergency use so that evacuated passengers do not need to step on the tracks. This is part of the reason the external headhouses for these tunnels are so close to Kennington Station. Alongside ventilation, they also serve as both escape routes and access for emergency services. Placing them near the start of the new tunnels allows escapees to use them without entering the narrow old tunnels. The headhouse serving the southbound tunnel is named Kennington Green, built on the corner of its namesake park. Here you can see that the finishing touches of the building are still being applied, with landscaping works taking place around it. A short walk away is the northbound headhouse, named Kennington House. It is built on this street of Georgian-era houses, which inspired its architecture. The green space in front of the headhouse is part of the project, and is designed to allow for a new recreational area. The finishing touches to this building are also still being applied. The first station on this extension is 9 Elms. A major reason for the construction of this extension is to serve the massive new housing and recreational developments in this area. The line was funded by a levy on local developments. 9 Elms Station is well positioned to serve New Covent Garden Market as well as the United States Embassy. The station features a single entrance on Wandsworth Road. The exterior is these 2 grey boxes with a gap in between. These are designed to allow for access and ventilation of the station, while also allowing for something to be built on top of it. An apartment building has already been approved for this location, but there are no obvious signs that construction for it has begun. This is the station lobby. I know for certain there was supposed to be an artistic frieze on the upper panels here, but it doesn't appear to have been installed. Hopefully something can go there in the future. This place is nice and modern, but it could do with just a bit of colour to brighten it up. This station features both ticket machines and a manned information office. Through the ticket barriers, the lift is to your left as the escalators take you straight down to the platforms. I'm a big fan of this glass effect as you go down the escalators, how it sections off the 2 parts of the station, while giving you a chance to see what's on the platforms before you arrive. It's probably my favourite little design element on this extension. Here is where the lift exits from. Both this station and the next are step-free from entrance to train. This station is built around this large island platform featuring this large joint waiting area for both platforms. Both of the stations on this extension were built using the box method, allowing for these big spaces while cutting down on complexity and cost. There's clever use of materials here. The concrete supports contrast nicely with the other station on this extension, while the use of reflective black surfaces close to the ceiling makes this room look a lot bigger than it actually is. Beyond emergency exits, there's not much to see on the other end of this platform. Both 9 Elms and Battersea Power Station feature level boarding, but unlike the Jubilee Line extension or the Elizabeth Line, no platform screen doors are installed, but there is provision for them to be installed in the future if Northern Line stock is upgraded to be compatible with them. And here we're at Battersea Power Station. You can see its namesake in the background, which is being transformed into a major retail and leisure destination, and you can also appreciate the scale of the development around it. This station is also within walking distance of Battersea Park and both the Queenstown Road and Battersea Park National Rail stations. This station currently has one entrance, lift to the right as we go down the escalators to a mezzanine level, an area not present at 9 Elms and is accessible without paying for a ticket. Both stations feature 3 escalators per set to allow flexibility in handling the flow of passengers. They are also configured to slow down when not in use by passengers to conserve energy. The lift comes out here, and if you choose to ride it, you can get a good view of some of the staff areas of the station. There are several currently unfilled retail spaces in this public area, which could make this a place people could enter even if they're not catching a train. On the other side of the mezzanine, you can see this boarded off area. This will become a second entrance to the station once more development outside is complete. The mezzanine is flanked by this art piece by Alexandre d'Acunha, a rotating billboard that creates a colourful frieze that periodically changes throughout the day. The colours of each bar are sampled from images of London sunrises and sunsets. Inside the ticket barriers, we find a pair of escalators that take you down to the platforms. A lift is located behind each set of escalators. The long-term ambition for this extension is that it will go to Clapham Junction, a major rail interchange. That would provide travellers with many more options when it comes to travelling into central London, and it's an easy next step for this line to take. That extension is likely dependent on Crossrail 2 or an equivalent scheme being built, as you otherwise risk this end of the Northern Line becoming overcrowded were to handle that influx of passengers alone. The lift at the west side of the station comes out here. Unlike at 9 Elms, the two platforms are largely separated with the occasional walkway between them. There are still wide connecting areas at the base of the escalators. I don't think these platforms are bigger than the 9 Elm ones, but they definitely feel that way thanks to the tighter sidelines and darker, more reflective materials used. Despite being made of the same design elements, 9 Elms feels more open and bare with use of concrete, while Battersea Power Station is more enclosed and reflective, a nice way of differentiating the two while sticking to the same set of materials. The lifts on the east side of the station are hidden behind this section here. They're more visible on the west side. that concludes my comprehensive tour of the Northern Line extension. I hope this is the first of many new transit projects I document in detail, not just in the UK but in Europe as well. I will undoubtedly cover the Elizabeth line and the likes of Barking Riverside when they open, but I also have my eyes on the Livaux extension in Paris, which should hopefully open this winter. If that interests you, please subscribe and stay tuned.